Nigeria is endowed with abundant natural resources of renewable energy like the sun, wind, hydros, and biomass. As an alternative energy, renewable energy will be a practical alternative to supplementing electricity supply in Nigeria. It can be cost-effective in areas far-flung from the national grid and, simply put, will impact Nigeria's electricity bottom line. Despite the abundance of natural resources in Nigeria, there were no nationally acceptable renewable energy or energy efficiency policies to drive the renewable energy sector of the economy. There are currently 23 grid-connected generating plants in operation in the Nigerian electricity supply industry, with a total installed capacity of 10,396 megawatts and available capacity of 6,056 megawatts. Most generation is thermal-based, with an installed capacity of 8,457.6 megawatts, that is 81% of the total, and an available capacity of 4,996 megawatts, which is 83% of the total. Hydropower from three major plants accounts for 1,938.4 megawatts of total installed capacity and an available capacity of 1,060 megawatts. Demand for electricity in Nigeria exceeds supply. A study has estimated that demand will rise from around 33 terawatt-hours in 2011 to between 56 and 95 terawatt-hours by 2020. This will result in an increase in peak load demand from around 5,000 megawatts in 2011 to between 9,000 megawatts and 16,000 megawatts by 2020.
I think that transition from fossil fuels to renewables will have to see some subsidies in the technology and then the ability for it to be transferred and produced in our countries. I think each country needs to reflect on the energy mix it needs in line with the transformations in the economy. The most important thing is bettering people's lives, delivering services that are rights to them in health and education, giving young people jobs and making women's lives much easier. We're encouraging partnerships that will help us do this. I think we have to reflect upon it with some of the multinational organizations that are working in our country for renewables. The oil companies have to think about that, and they have to, help us to get on that track. So I think, yes, Nigeria's doing its best. It needs to do certainly a lot more. We need to exploit science and technology on this.
In 2015, the Federal Executive Council approved the establishment of the National Policy on Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency. The national policy is meant to remove the key barriers that put renewable energy and energy efficiency at economic, regulatory, or institutional disadvantages relative to other forms of energy in Nigeria. Solar energy resource intensity is generally high in the country. Solar energy is widely used for drying, most especially for agricultural products, but it is normally lumped with the informal sector, which is not adequately captured in the national accounts. With the exception of its use in street lighting, in some homes and in some parks. Nevertheless, the capture of solar energy for electricity has great potential for the provision of power for rural development. Offshore and onshore wind power plants are a great potential contributor to a more sustainable, ecologically sound energy generation landscape. There is a very good potential to harness energy from wind in Nigeria, especially in coastal areas, offshore and some inland areas. Small wind generators can be used in off-grid electricity generation on farms, in rural areas and in homes. Such technology is simple and largely affordable. A more efficient use of energy has the ability to reduce energy bills both for public and private sector. In particular, in energy-intensive industries, an increase in efficiency will effectively reduce costs and imply a great potential for improved competitiveness.
Renewable energy, energy efficiency system, in a short-term period, they are not efficient and they are very expensive. So here to explain to the people, like you go and buy this non-efficient bulb, it will last, let's say, 6 months or 1 year, it will blow, you go and buy another one. If you take the energy efficient light, these are something that can last for years and years. So you already plan for your budget, in next year I'm not going to buy a light. At the end of the month, I'm going to spend less energy. So if you take it over the lifetime period, then you will realize that the first year I spend money, I am on loss, negative, but the second year, the saving I'll be making in terms of cost, in terms of the energy bill, over the year, I'm going to recover that money. And even in long term, I'm going to save money of it. So when you take energy efficient device, you have to take it on a lifetime period. That's how it works.
Energy efficiency has proven to be a cost-effective strategy for building economies without necessarily increasing energy production. Energy efficiency increases energy productivity, or the ratio of output and quality of goods and services per unit of energy input. In essence, Nigeria can stretch what it produces to accommodate more production of goods and quality of life. That's our program for the day. Thank you for being a part of it. I'm Ayola Kasim, asking you to join us next week. But before then, should you have any comment or question, our inbox at falachanestv.com is available anytime and anywhere. From all of us here in Lagos, it's bye for now.